Welcome to the American Dream Podcast World Tour. I'm your host, Thatiana, and today we're thrilled to welcome a guest from Brazil sharing her incredible journey to the United States. Join us as we explore her unique experiences and reflections on the American Dream. Welcome aboard. This is the American Dream Podcast. I'm in a studio with beautiful, wonderful, incredible Thatiana Zukas. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. I'm really afraid and happy.
You should not be afraid at all. This is a safe space for immigrants. And I always say that to people. This is your second language. And people should not be judgmental over this. You are originally from Brazil. Which city are you from?
São Paulo.
São Paulo, which is a huge city, isn't it? Is it the capital?
No, the capital is Brasília.
Ah, Brasília.
Yeah, Brasília. But São Paulo is one of the biggest city in Brazil, and it's the economic city.
Okay.
It's the most important city for business.
So let's talk. I am a bad journalist, so just a disclaimer. I did not speak to Thatiana before this interview. I know nothing about her story, so I will be learning about you as we speak today.
Great.
So let's just start from the very beginning, from your life in Brazil and your background there.
Okay.
Can you share a little bit about that? How was your life there? How was your upbringing in that country? And what led you to move to the United States?
Yeah. First of all, I have to say sorry for my English because, as I told you before, English is my second language, of course, and I'm learning yet. So, of course, my kids now speak in English much better than me. But I'm learning and I'm really... this is actually my reason for staying here now. But okay, we will talk about it later.
Yes.
So in Brazil, I always live with my mother and my sister, my young sister, Thais. And we are very, very, very united. My parents separated when I was 8 years old. Yeah. And is always we three together. Childhood was not be easy because my mother had to work it a lot to provide us like a private school, clothes, food, and whatever we needed at that time. But she wanted to give us what she didn't have, like a college. So I went to a college. I graduated in public relations.
Okay. Where did you go to college?
I did my college in Brazil. So I graduated in public relations, and I have a postgraduated in market communications.
Awesome. So this is your sphere. Communications.
Yeah. But behind
the scenes.
Yeah, kind of. So, and I started to work with communications, and in a bank with the communication for employees. And after that, I moved for the sustainability department when nobody talked about it, like 20 years ago. I'm Aquarius. So
me too.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, I love that you just added that. I just love you even more now.
Yeah. So I always want to do what nobody is doing. So I'm always like, I step in front of people, like I'm always thinking about people, how I can help people, or in this case, environmental. And I worked with sustainability for a long time. And after that, I was invited to create a diversity and inclusion department.
Oh.
Yeah. In the same company that I worked with sustainability. I don't remember exactly when, but I think 2013. And
10 years ago.
Yeah. And
Long
of
time.
course, nobody talked about diversity and inclusion at that time.
Of course not.
Yeah. And I discovered with this job that it's my life purpose, like.
Yeah, your life purpose.
Yeah.
That's what you're most passionate about.
Yeah. And I've been working with this until I moved. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here. Mm-hmm. So now I'm here because my husband is working for a company for 9 years, I think. For a company and they gave us an opportunity to move here. And they gave us Springfield.
So your husband is Brazilian as well?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
And we decided that this opportunity is very great for the kids and for me as well. Because I think I always thinking about it because I'm learning English all my life. But it's completely different when you are in the real life, in the, like in the country with native speakers. And it's completely different from learning English in your country.
Yes, absolutely different. And when I was moving to the United States, I thought I speak perfect English. And then I went to high school and everybody were talking 100,000 miles an hour. I just could not understand a single word. I was like, okay. And the first thing they asked me, they were like, what's up? And I looked at the ceiling. Because I could not understand the word. I took it literally, but apparently it means how you doing, what are you doing, all in the same question. It was very complicated to me. And I just said, sky.
Yeah.
So you moved to the United States because your husband got a job opportunity.
Yeah.
How did your kids handle that?
It was very, very hard for my older son. He's 9 years old. We are being here since December 2022. So 1 year and 2 months, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
And when we decided to told him about our decision, like, I think he drive it crazy, like in the bad way, like he cried a lot. But I will miss my friends, my school, and I don't know how to speak in English. Even he studied in a bilingual school. I don't know, for 4 years. His fear is exactly the same fears myself,
To not speak English very well and for other people to judge you for that.
Yeah.
Which is something, and I know that a lot of immigrants get emotional speaking about it too, because it's something that you're self-conscious about and you don't know whether people will laugh at you, whether people will say and correct you, which is even more annoying.
Yeah. Or help you.
Yes.
You never know.
You never know their reaction, or they might be like, I don't understand you, like, stop talking.
Yeah.
They might be rude about it. They might not accept it and not be as friendly about it as other people who might say, that is actually beautiful. You have a beautiful accent and you should be so proud of yourself, because I tried learning Spanish in high school for a million years and I still don't know how to say taco. So let's talk a little bit about the American dream. How was that American dream portrayed in Brazil before you came to the US? So when you realized you're moving to the United States, you were like, oh my God, this is what my life is going to look like there. And this is what American dream is going to look like for me. Did you have that? So my American dream, when you thought about the move from Brazil for here, it's just, I always wanted my kids to learn English since they were little, because I didn't want them to suffer like me, and I'm still suffering. But I think the most concern about the moving, it's about the cultural, the different habits, the language barrier, of course, but the food, the people, a small town. I used to live in a town in a city that have 12 million people. Huge city. Yeah. And it's ambiguous because I want to move because of that, because we wanted a better life quality with kids. Now I spend just 50 minutes to drop off my kids at school. And before, in Brazil, in São Paulo especially, I don't know, I spent 1 hour in the same neighborhood. So, but it's a mixed feeling.
Like,
So it's kind of like you're still craving that past life that you had, but you know that it's better here.
yeah. But I think the most hardly thing is because I had to leave my job. And I love it, my job. I had actually like many phases, you know. First time I thought like, no, I don't know. I don't know if I want. After that, okay, I will go. But how about my job? What I supposed to do? Because my mother worked a lot. Her all life. So it's the model for me. How can I just leave my job and stay at home? Just take care of kids, cooking, cleaning. Oh my gosh, it's not the life that I would like to have, you know. So all these things was very hard for me. Like, I don't know if I want, because I have to make decisions very, very important.
Yeah.
For myself, my career.
It's a big life-changing experience.
Yeah.
It's a big step.
Yeah.
Yes. And did you have any expectations when you were moving here for the US, how it's going to be? I had expectations from Disney movies. And I knew that for some reason, when I would go to a new high school, I would get bullied. Like, everybody would make fun of me. You know, those like cool girls wearing all pink and have their like 30-inch nails and their iPhone and taking selfies constantly. And I was like, they will bully me. You know, so that was my fear, because I knew that I would be a white crow, very small town. And when I found out about it, I was like, I'm from a huge city as well. And I have a different energy. I approach people differently.
Yeah.
And when we moved here, everybody was so friendly that it was creepy to me. So my expectations were not met with reality at all. So how was it for you?
I had the expectation like in the American movies, like the neighbor come with the apple pie, like, oh, welcome, and didn't happen.
No.
No. And unfortunately, I didn't have a good experiences in the beginning with my neighborhoods. Now it's another, thank God. So I suffered a lot with that, and especially because the language barrier. And you know, like, as you said before, like, people always wanted correct how I speak. Like, no, I remember once I went to a drugstore to take my shot, and okay, I'm here and I would like to, I have an appointment to take and I spoke like vaccine. And no, it's not vaccine, it's vaccine. The guy, like, oh, really? And
which is so annoying.
yeah,
Oh my God.
And they correct me like every word I said. So when you don't have the confidence and you speaking in another language, your confidence just low.
Yes, especially when people correct you in a rude way.
Yeah.
Like, I understand if I say something wrong, you can just be like, did you mean to say this? Like, you can say that, I guess, that's fine if that like bothers you so much, and I will correct myself, but don't be like, oh, it's not vaccine, it's vaccine. Like, okay, that will end the world that I pronounced it wrong.
And you know, like, he understood what I wanted.
Yes, he was just nitpicking your speech,
Yeah.
which is so rude and very annoying.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I have really good experiences, and I'm very grateful for that. Like, a new neighborhood that they are so friendly with us and open mind, and a family of my older son, a family of a friend of my older son. They are Americans, and they are so friendly with us. Sometimes we go out, I don't know, with kids to play in a park, or go out to have dinner. And you know, in these moments, it's easier Like, okay, now I'm here and I'm building my new life. I'm creating my new life. With it's not bad things, it's good things too. Even in Brazil.
Of course.
And yesterday I was talking with a friend, and I told her, like, don't exist a perfect place.
Yeah.
Even like even in Brazil, sometimes and in some cities, it's very violent. We have much violence, and the traffic, it's unbelievable. And
it's a huge city. Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, in a bigger city, there's more people, there's more crime,
Yeah.
there's more problems too.
Yeah.
So even though it's your home, you have warm memories there, but there is still good and bad about everything, about every person, about every place, about every experience. There's always some. It's never perfect.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. My expectations was just about it, like a little things. And I'm very realistic person. So before I moved, it's kind of, I made a list, like, okay, so this will be hard for me, this I can deal with. But the most important thing for me always is my kids. So if they can deal with this huge change, okay for me.
So your oldest son is 8 years old.
8. Now 9.
Now 9. And well, he was 8 when he moved here.
Yeah.
And how many kids do you have?
2.
2 children. Yeah. So what is the youngest?
Vicente is the youngest. He's 5 years old now.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Pedro is the older. Yeah.
I think that 8 and 4 was the perfect age for children to transition to a new culture and new language here in the United States. I feel like that is still the flexible age when children are most likely to learn the language quicker than adults.
Of course.
I moved here at the age of 16, and even though I learned English when I went to Russian school, it was still a different experience. Like you said, you learn it in your own country, and then you move here, and it's just like a different language.
Yeah. My husband and I, we always laugh a lot, because my son, when he come from school, he always say the name of his friends, and I never know how to repeat, and he correct me all the time. Like I don't know, another day I saw farm, and no, it's not farmy, mommy, it's farm. Okay, so sorry.
So even your children are now doing that to you.
And every time he correct me, and it's my teacher too, like they are my teachers. Okay, so sorry, I will try remember the next time. So it's very funny.
So is there any unique, memorable experiences that you can share about the cultural exchange? So when you moved here, do you have a story?
Yeah, in Brazil, of course, there is a stereotype of with Brazilians, like, oh, it's happy people, they like parties, and they like just they don't like to work, like.
Oh.
Yeah, they spend all year in carnival, this kind of thing,
that's why, of course.
Yeah. And or they spend time just on the beach, and okay, so they are very open. Okay, it's true in parts, because of course we work a lot. We like carnival, of course, because it's cultural. It's a big thing of our culture, but it's not their real life in Brazil when you live there. But Brazilians are more open and more friendly with foreigners. In Brazil, we like to touch. You like to, when you meet another person for the first time, you give a hug and one kiss. In São Paulo, one kiss. In Rio de Janeiro, 2 kisses.
Oh.
In Brasilia, 3 kisses.
Oh.
So
does that depend on population?
Yeah. So it's very, very different from here. Of course, I think the Americans are more reserved. They like the personal space. Mm-hmm. And now I like this too. Like the personal space is good. Mm-hmm. I like this. But it's very different, you know. So when I went to school the first time, we are speaking with the counselor by mail for months. And when I met her, I just want to give a hug, like, oh, thank you for all. And I just, oh gosh, I don't know what I supposed to do. And I think the I don't know if it's Latinos. The Latinos community, it's more touch. Mm-hmm. We need to touch each other. Mm-hmm. And these kind of situations, you know, when I just have to deal with and adjust in my routine, you know.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried to kiss someone? One of your neighbors?
Once.
That did not work out well, I'm assuming.
We was invited for a 4th of July party for my husband colleague. Mm-hmm. And when we went there, we want to hug her and her just, what?
Yeah.
You know?
They didn't know. Yeah, still American people are very nice. Like regardless of your experience, probably in the bigger cities it's different, but here locally they are very nice. Yeah. And they probably are trying to still accept you, and they know about your background and that you're from a different country, and they assume that it is part of your culture. So they're not trying to be rude, and they're like, So let's talk a little bit about your professional journey and your career here in the United States. So like you told me before, you had to leave behind the job that you loved and enjoyed doing the most. Mm-hmm. How has your professional journey unfolded in the United States?
Now I'm a mother. I have a mother full-time job. So I'm driver, I'm cooker, I'm cleaner, I'm, you know, everything. Mm-hmm. But I decided make a break, like made a break for 1 year, like now, until now, just to adjust myself in this new routine. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, here the schools goes until 3:30. And someone needs to pick up the kids. Mm-hmm. And my husband works until 5:30. So what we supposed to do if I get a job? So nowadays I'm open to thinking about find a new job, but the language barrier is my issue. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything in mind about the career you would like to pursue in America?
I really want to do the same thing, like the same area, with diversity and inclusion. But I always want to go a new college, and maybe old dream to do psychology.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that would be very successful here in America.
Yeah.
It's a very successful field.
Yeah. So last semester, I researched all about the college, my degree, how I can translate my degree for here. But I didn't have courage to start.
Yeah. To begin.
Because it's different when you are in a class with native speakers, speak about a subject that it's not your area yet. Mm-hmm. So I always thinking me in the classroom with many young people and try to understand, you know, what the professor is talking. And I think it will be much for me now, you know. Mm-hmm. So,
but it might also help you to develop better English.
Yeah.
I think school and going to high school when I just moved here was the best decision ever. Well, I mean, it's not like I had any other choice, but that environment helped me develop and progress my English language, and it kind of got rid of the language barrier.
I'm taking English classes in a community college since August. It's very, very helpful, and it's good because, you know, I can learn English but talk with people from another countries, and they have the same issues and the same concerns and the same fears that I have. It's been very, very good for me. But, you know, I always think, oh, it's completely different in a class, in a real class. Let's see what I...
So speaking of local communities and people that you've met here, in what ways have you engaged with the local communities so far here in the United States?
With the school, in a school, like with some mothers, with neighbors, we in my English classes, and last year I went a store and suddenly I heard like, "Are you Brazilian?" And in Portuguese, people say in Portuguese, and yes, and you, me too. It's the first time I met a Brazilian here in Springfield, and can I give you a hug? And of course.
Yes, that's it. Oh my God. When you just meet a person here in this country that is from your home country, it's a whole other level of connection. It feels like you met your family.
Yeah. And in 1 year was the first Brazilian person that I met. So after that, we keep in touch. She doesn't live here, but her son lives here, but she stays like 6 months here and go back to Brazil and come back here. And another day, she told me that she went to another store and heard someone spoke Portuguese and started a conversation. And now I'm in a Brazilian group of Brazilian women. Yeah.
Is it on Facebook?
No, it's
It should
we
be.
use WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was just about to ask, is there a lot of Brazilian people here locally?
Now it's covered, yes. Like I think there are 10 or 11 women live in Springfield, and like Nixa, Hollister, and near. Yeah.
That is wonderful. So now you have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
So speaking of Brazilian people that you met here, how do you maintain connection with family relatives that you have left behind in Brazil? Do you have any family relatives or maybe friends? And how do you maintain connections with your home country?
Every day I talk with my friends in WhatsApp. Yeah, and Instagram. I did an account, open account. That is not my personal account. It's just an open account, and I post what my challenges here, about my kids, about food, about, you know. So
You're a blogger.
no.
Social media influencer.
No.
Are there any traditions that you are still trying to... I know that it's only been, a year or two since you moved here. Are there any specific cultural traditions or practices that you are continue to uphold here in America?
Yes. About the food, like in Brazil, we have lunch. We eat food, real food, like rice and beans every day. So I cook rice and beans every day for lunch and for dinner. And this is a traditional in Brazil. And here, no, Americans just, I don't know, sometimes eat a sandwich or something.
McDonald's.
Easy. McDonald's, yeah. Or, you know, something easy to eat.
Fast food, probably, too. Yeah.
Fast food or salad sometimes. But in Brazil, we eat real food. Another thing, it's the New Year. In Brazil, it's a huge, 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 huge party.
Same thing in Russia. We should celebrate it together. Oh my God, I've been waiting to meet somebody who shares that experience of New Year's holiday, that it's a big deal. Do you guys exchange gifts on New Year's?
No, just in Christmas.
Oh, so you do gifts on Christmas. We do everything on New Year's. That is the main holiday.
Oh, yeah.
So we exchange gifts, we party, we get drunk, we fall asleep under the Christmas tree. That is the Russian way of celebration of New Year's. So how is it in Brazilian family?
In Brazil, it's summer. Here we are in the winter. In Brazil, it's summer.
Okay.
So it's the opposite. The climate is complete. The weather is completely the opposite.
How interesting. I never realized that.
Yeah, and I never understand why Santa Claus use like this kind of clothes, because in Brazil it's a tropical country, and like Santa should wear like shorts and t-shirts, like, and flip-flops.
Bikini.
Yeah, bikini, flip-flops, and I never understand.
What has been your biggest achievement so far?
Raising kids, yeah. Because it's not easy thing to go. Yeah, to do, like, it's very, very difficult to raise kids.
What about achievements in America?
Oh, in America, I'm here until now, so it's a great achievement.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because sometimes I just thought, what I did, I want to go back. I want to go back to my home. And there is not my home anymore, and here is not my home yet. So it's a mixed feeling again, like, okay, I want my mother, I want to go to my home with my friends. I want to go to a safe place that I can express myself as I want to express myself. Because in another language, it's completely different. It's kind of, you have a new personality.
Yes. It's a different you.
Yeah.
Almost. Yes. So finally, Thatiana, as you look into the future, what are your goals and maybe aspirations for your life here in the United States? Whether it's personal or professional?
I will do my college, my psychology college. I know I will do. I need to do this, So this is my goal. I think get a job. Yeah. And just do everything to see my kids happy and healthy and have a better life.
Welcome back. You're listening to the American Dream Podcast, and I'm here in the studio with wonderful guest from Brazil, Thatiana.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite again.
Absolutely. We are about to take an imaginary trip to Brazil.
Yeah.
And first, I wanted to start by asking you, what do you believe makes your country a unique and special destination for travelers?
Brazil, there are many, many beautiful places to go. The nature, it's incredible. And, I think Brazil, it's a huge country. It's a big, big country. And I believe that each state, each region, it's kind of country. Because they have our own culture, food, and accent. So it's very, very you can do anything you want in Brazil. Like if you go to São Paulo, it's a business city. You can eat, I don't know, pasta at 2 a.m. because some restaurants is still open 24 hours. You can go to interesting museums. You can go big parties. You can go even in parks. There are huge parks in São Paulo. But, however, if you want to go to the beach, if you like this kind of thing, you can go to the Northeast. There are amazing beaches. And the food is very, very, very good. Like seafood, it's unbelievable there. And people, it's so friendly with you, you know, especially with people from another countries.
So travelers.
Yeah, they love it. Because the Brazilians beach is very popular between the travelers. Yeah.
So what are your some favorite places in Brazil that you would recommend to travelers?
So in São Paulo, of course, I know more because I lived there for 38 years. I love the restaurants. You can eat amazing food and from whatever country you want. Like Japanese food, Chinese food, Italian food. You know, because in Brazil, we have many, many people from other countries live there. Because it's a friendly country with the travelers and with the foreigners. So you can find amazing food. And I think last week I saw a video in Instagram from American guy who I think he travels around the world, and he told that the best Italian food he ever tried was in Brazil. In São
How
Paulo.
interesting.
Yeah. I was surprised, like, really? But yes, the food is very, very good. The other thing I really like in Brazil is how people are friendly with foreigners. And sometimes it's too much.
Too friendly?
Yeah, like, you know, if you're foreigner try to speak Portuguese, even everything is word like, oh, great, you speak so good Portuguese. Oh, your Portuguese is perfect. Like, no, it's not perfect. It's of course it's good, but sometimes you overreacting. Like, oh, it's it's amazing.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. Oh, no, come on. Yeah, it's good, but
Say the truth.
yeah, you know, okay, you can be nice. Say the truth, you know. Yeah.
So you mentioned a little bit about how beautiful Brazil is as a country and that it is always warm and beautiful weather there and beautiful landscapes too. So what variety can travelers expect and how does it contribute to overall Brazilian experience?
So the states are very far between each other, of course. And I never been there, but I know that Fernando de Noronha, it's an island. It's amazing. People who went there say like it's unbelievable.
Oh my God, I just looked at those pictures. That looks like heaven.
Yeah, I bring some pictures. I never been there, as I told you, but you know, it's,
Oh my gosh.
it's very, very, very beautiful. So
Absolutely beautiful.
yeah.
I know that Brazil also has a very rich cultural heritage. So what cultural attractions or events would you recommend for a tourist?
We have some holidays that I think it's connected with the culture, traditionals, maybe. Yeah. Of course, the carnival, but, you know, I don't like to say about carnival because, as I told before, like people sometimes just stereotype the Brazilians like, oh, every day it's a party. And that's not true. But the carnival, it's unbelievable experience. Like, we have different kinds of carnival. So in São Paulo, there are many street carnival. Don't have the parade in the streets, on the streets, but there is many people with costumes and music and some import and famous singers and celebrities go to this kind of carnival. And in Rio de Janeiro, the most important thing is the parade. It's the biggest parade I think in the world, you know, in a avenue, private space. It's not only in the street, but it's a private place. Like the samba schools, it's the name of the
Festival?
No, it's in the parade. You have like each samba school have 1 hour to go to pass through the street, you know, like. So it's the league, a kind of league, you know, kind of this. It's kind of a team.
Yeah, like a team,
Okay.
like with themed decoration.
Yeah, but they compete against.
Each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the end, the best gave a trophy and the title of the best samba school in the year. So
What time of the year is that? When does that usually
Now.
happen? Now?
yeah,
So February.
every year the carnival is in different days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How can tourists find out about that?
On Google, it's the best place. Like you just put like carnival in Brazil in and you put the year, you can find. So it's 4 days of carnival. It's holiday. 4 days of holiday. It start on Friday, like yesterday, and finish. The end is just on Tuesday or Wednesday.
That is a very cool experience. I only saw that in the cartoon Rio with the parrots.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Like
And it looked beautiful. Even
Yeah.
in that movie, it looked absolutely gorgeous. So let's talk a little bit about the cuisine. What dishes would you recommend? Maybe a specific region of Brazil offers a unique dish that you would recommend to tourists. Where would you recommend them to go to get that? And what food would you recommend people to eat in Brazil?
in Northeast, there are seafood. There are many seafoods, unbelievable. And there is a specialty that is moqueca with some Brazilian condiments and a lot of spice and fish and shrimp and, you know, like red pepper. And in Bahia, there is a state. It's very popular, the acarajé.
Black-eyed pea and shrimp fritties?
Yes.
Or fritters?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They did with beans and pepper and oil, special like calls dendê, óleo de dendê oil. And they put shrimps, fried shrimps inside, so it's delicious too. In Minas Gerais, there is another state. You can try pão de queijo.
What is that?
Oh, I brought for you.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Good, because I'm very hungry.
It's kind of the translate is cheese bread, but it's completely different. You know, like
Not like grilled cheese in America.
no. No, it's different. You see, you can eat in north. You can eat tacacá. It's kind of a soup with seafood inside, and of course açaí. Açaí is from Brazil.
It is?
Yes.
Oh my God. So it's like a frozen smoothie with fruits on top.
And the fruit it's açaí.
Yeah.
So it's from Brazil. It's from Pará.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot of new things with you. This is so interesting.
Yeah.
And you mentioned also a little bit about how Brazilians are always so welcoming for tourists.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, how does the local culture welcome and embrace visitors? So what can a tourist expect from Brazilians? How, like, let's say I just landed in Brazil. What most likely is going to happen to me when it comes to like other people talking to me?
Probably people will try to understand you and help you. Probably. But you know, as a big country, you have to be alert to the not good people, because there are not bad people in Brazil too. So I think you have to be alert, especially in the crowd place. You can talk with people in a safe place, like in a hotel. You can ask for some advice or some recommendations in the hotel. Even in Google, you can find some recommendations. And I think the best thing is when you meet some people who lives in the place, because when you meet someone who lives there in the place, I think he knows what is better and what part of the city you can go and what is better to you. And I think it's good.
So you recommend to meet local people?
Yeah.
To get the best experience out of the Brazilian traveling?
Or contract a tourist guide.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good too. Yeah.
So they might actually also show you some hidden gems probably. And I was going to ask you, do you know any hidden gems in São Paulo that you would recommend to people who want to visit?
In São Paulo, you have many small towns near in the mountains.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So especially in the winter time, you can go and try some wine in front of a fireplace, and there are some festivals, food festivals with the local food, like the strawberries festival.
Strawberry festival. Oh, sounds delicious.
Yeah. Local vegetables festival, so a corn festival, this kind of thing. And I think it's very, very good. And I think the thing I miss too much is Festa Junina. What is Festa Junina? It's a traditional party in Brazil that happened in June, just in June. It's a kind of winter festival, but people eat many traditional food like corn, candies, special candies, and drink some special drinks. Like, it's very, very nice.
So what practical tips or advice would you give to someone who is traveling to Brazil? Such as maybe language consideration? Maybe you need to learn a little bit of Portuguese before you move?
First of all, in Brazil, we don't speak Spanish. We speak Portuguese. So if you want to try to speak with someone, learn a little words in Portuguese,
or maybe Google Translate too.
Bring
that with you, because Brazil doesn't speak English. Not all people speak English there.
Nowadays, I think people speak more English than in the past. And depends on you are going. Like in São Paulo, probably you find like every restaurant or everywhere you can find a person who is speaking English. It's very common. But in a small cities or in another place, we don't have. Probably you won't find a person who speaks English.
Can you teach me something in Portuguese? I've never heard that language before, and I'm so interested right now. I know this is like off script, but I am actually dying to know a little bit of Portuguese.
When you see another people, you say oi.
Oi.
Tudo bem?
Tudo bem?
Tudo bem?
Tudo bem?
It's kind of hi. How are you?
Oi, tudo bem?
Yeah. Oi, tudo bem?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
How do I say my name is Ekaterina?
Meu nome
é
Katrina.
Meu nome é Katrina.
Yeah.
Ei, tudo bem?
Oi.
Oi, tudo bem? Meu nome é Katrina.
Yes.
That's it. I'm ready to go to Brazil. Okay, so as someone who is from Brazil, how do you think travelers can contribute to preserving the rich culture and natural beauty of the country?
Like to keep the city clean, clean. And because sometimes when you saw, like, Brazil is not a model of cleaner and of this kind of thing, but on the streets, I mean, like, But sometimes when you saw some travelers just, like trash in the streets, like this kind of, it's not good, especially in the small cities, especially in the, like Fernando de Noronha, it's island, it's a, I don't know how do you say, but it's preserved.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pay.
So it's closed.
Yeah. You have to pay to enter there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very exclusive, I think,
mm-hmm.
because it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And even another place, sometimes we want to give just a little, okay, I grab just this a little, I don't know, rock or something like that. And I want to just remember how was so nice in Brazil. So I bring there with me. So this is not good, And I think that especially in this kind of areas that is preserved and you have so many nature places and this kind of thing, I think this is a good advice. And of course, I think just to talk how Brazil is good. When you talk for another person, when you talk about the good food, the good place, the friendly, how Brazilian is friendly, you can keep the culture and the tourist warming. So it's good for us.
So be respectful to people, to nature, and to the country.
Yeah.
Welcome back. You're listening to the American Dream Podcast, and I'm here in the studio with a Brazilian native, Thatiana.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for visiting me, by the way. I can't appreciate more of your time. And so far, everything you taught me about Brazil has been mind-blowing because there are so many connections with Russian culture. Even your name, Thatiana.
Yeah.
Thatiana, we even have a holiday dedicated to your name. Did you know that?
Oh,
a whole holiday.
Someone told me, yeah.
It's called Thatianin Den, and it's celebrated on January 25th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that day is in Aquarius too, just like us.
Yeah.
So when immigrants move to a different country, depending on how much luggage they have with them, they might bring something that is very valuable to them, and that is a piece of their home.
Yes.
When me and my mom were moving here, we brought a carpet. A whole carpet. Yes, I don't know how we fit it in, but we brought it here. And if that was me on your spot, that's probably what I would have brought for this podcast. And I'm very curious to see what you have brought for me. I think that those items always carry such a sentimental meaning behind them, and they're very, very important to immigrants because that is the only thing that you brought with you that reminds you of your home country and your past life.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at what you brought.
So the first thing is coffee. Good coffee from Brazil. Because Brazil was the largest producer of coffee, a coffee producer in the world in the past. But now Brazil is still being a big coffee producer. So I bring for you, this is for you. It's a drip coffee.
So you mix it with water or milk?
No, you just put the water.
Inside.
Yeah, because it's a single shot, you just adjust the filter. There is a filter here. And you just with coffee, and you just adjust in your mug or something, and you put hot water and you can drink.
This is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
How do you feel about American coffee? I just now started developing kind of a coffee tolerance because usually it made my stomach hurt a lot.
Really?
It was just very hard on my pancreas, I guess, and it made me feel very nauseous. But I feel much better about it now because I started adapting to it more and I started drinking it more, which I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but that means I can try this.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Just take care because this is a little bit stronger than the coffee here.
Oh my gosh.
But I gave some Brazilian coffee like that for the teachers. from my son's schools, and I received some feedbacks like, "Oh, was the best coffee that I ever tried."
So it tastes good.
Yeah.
And it's also, is it strong caffeine? Like it wakes you up, it gives you a lot of energy, or?
Yeah, but I think the taste
is different.
Yeah, you know. You know, Brazil is the nation, the
Soccer
country. So
oh my gosh.
My jersey.
Wow.
Yeah. I have two. Actually, I have this one, the last one for the last World Cup. That it's kind of
leopard print.
Yeah. So, just Brazil have 5 stars. So, we are very proud of soccer in Brazil. You know, it's a national passion. It's really national passion, and we really like soccer.
Those colors are so pretty too.
Yeah.
They're so vibrant.
This color is the official, like the official uniform the players wear, and this is the second choice, like the plan B.
Those are absolutely beautiful. So you brought those from Brazil with you?
Yeah.
Do you wear those on occasion? Do you still watch soccer games?
Yeah, like my older son wants to be a soccer player.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we watch soccer play on TV, like every time, because he just talk about soccer every day, every time, you know. And I think he's influence his friends because now at school they put some goals, and every recess, like they play soccer, and it's not common here because American football
is more popular.
Yeah, and here actually, I think here it's more soccer is more popular between girls.
Yes, so. Yesterday, Thatiana messaged me and asked me my shoe size. I was next to my boyfriend at that moment. My boyfriend is American. And he was like, "Who's this lady?" I was like, "That's my interviewee for tomorrow for me record this podcast. She's from Brazil." And he was like, "Why is she asking you about the shoe size?" I was like, "I'm sure it's fine. Like, I don't care if people know my shoe size. I'm 7.5.
It's so personal, yeah?
Yeah, I know. It's like she asked my underwear, my bra size or something like that. It's not that, like, big of a deal. And so ever since yesterday, I've been dying of anticipation to find out what you prepared for me. Okay, so obviously it's something that goes on my feet.
Yeah, the most fancy flip-flop in the world, that is Havaianas. So I don't have your size, unfortunately. So
wow, those are so faint. They're so pretty looking. I love those colors, orange, blue, and mint color.
And, you know, there are many types of Havaianas. There are some with the Brazilian flag, and this kind of thing, or cartoons, or, you know, movies, some movies illustrated there. You know, it's very traditional. Yeah. So this is pão de queijo.
Okay.
It's best if you warm it, but okay.
Are you planning to go back to Brazil anytime soon?
Yeah, in June.
You're going in June. Yay.
Yeah.
So you get to experience a lot of those holidays and festivals. And is it going to be a good weather in June?
Probably will be is the winter time, but now because the climate change, the weather is crazy. So sometimes it's hot in the winter, and the winter is in the summer it's cold. So we never know.
Well, thank you so much, Thatiana. You brought a lot of items. You brought some candy bars, flip-flops, T-shirts, coffee, peanuts, banana. bars. And even the cheese bread.
Queijo.
Yes, pão de queijo. And I just appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming here. And I hope you'll have a fantastic trip coming up in June to your homeland.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for your invite. And thank you for your patience and your kindness.
Oh,
We had a great time together and the time running. Yeah.
blown by
Yeah.
when we have a great time.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the American Dream Podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on your favorite platform, keep dreaming, and see you next time.